Dilly. No, what's good? No, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. The first episode in 2 years, my guys, or just under 2 years. Just under 2 years. Where we are talking about back-to-back weeks with back-to-back wins.
I need that.
We get a Bardon in the chat. You got some. You ain't got no. You don't have no air horn on that.
That's
I mean, like we haven't had that conversation in so long, as y'all can see on the screen. Shout out to the super producer Joel Holt in the building, and we got the boy Drewski in the building. Little Drew, just Drew. Drewski's taken. Drewski's such a great nickname for Drew.
We should go by his nickname that I've known since his childhood. Which is actually a pretty good nickname.
Whoa, no. That sounded like that was not meant to be put out on the screen.
No public knowledge.
What's the nickname there? What's going on?
No, it's actually pretty cool. He got a cool nickname. But no,
he don't want to put it out there.
We're not gonna.
You don't want to put it out there.
No, not today.
Hey man, we got to talk about a victory Monday. Is Matt Eberflus trending up? Can the Chicago Bears win out? And how does Matt Eberflus keep building this team? All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know how we do. It's the only channel to talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us. First things first. How you boys feeling today, man?
Man, actually, I feel good. I feel very good. It's a nice weekend. It's always quick as always, but a victory Monday is always a good thing, right?
You can't go wrong with a good victory Monday.
Hung out on Sunday with the family, watched the game, and it's like finally I'm proud to wear a jersey, and
and you went, is that Pep? You went Julius Peppers on that one?
Yes, that's all I got. Well, I'm just kidding. I got my custom home, the away jersey, and I got the
weird
Peppers.
That you do that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's weird to me.
Why? Because
I would never. Well, one, Holt is a very common last name.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Holt. There's been multiple Holts in the NFL.
Okay.
There's never been one more in zone.
Pierce and
there's never.
But I can get away with it.
Yeah, right. Like you can get away with it. There's never been one more.
If I wore what was Torrey Holt's number? 81. I think he was 81, and Pierce Holt was on the San Francisco 49ers.
There's multiple Holts in the NFL. Holt's a common name in the league. It's popped up.
They hit the league. That's not common.
And
Johnson is a common
Lester
name.
Holt. Jordan dropping a Lester Holt in there.
Well,
he wasn't even a player. Thing. That's just your uncle. That's an uncle name.
When I was a kid, I'm like, he looks like my dad. Like they look alike, like they could be brothers. But but no, I don't think no relation.
Oh, shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
V-Dog?
We got Chris Rakow in the building, JC in the building as always, V-Dog in the chat, Shay in the chat, man. Who else? We got Sleeping Angels in the building, Mike Davidson in this mug, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Chi-Town Javier.
Chi-Town Javier, what's good, man? Matt Thompson, Bardon, brother.
Alex
Big Bardon.
We got in there. What's going on?
Steve-O in the building. Y'all know what Steve-O on. Steve-O. Hey, listen. Hey, look. So we not talking about the situation, but outside of the
that's
situation.
Our guy? Is that our boy right there?
Outside of the situation, their name was brought up.
Oh, they brought
Steve-O, the last person you want to pick a fight with.
I got
Steve-O, the last person you want to pick a fight with. That's all I'm saying. But, hey, man, I love it. Let's jump into the show, man, because, listen, Chicago Bears have found winning ways. Can these winning ways continue? We got to look at what we saw versus that Detroit Lions team. The Chicago Bears coming out of that with a dub. It's time for a little recap.
We got a recap video. Let's do it. Let's go.
Week 14 recap. Chicago Bears dominating the Detroit Lions pretty much in every phase on the day. I mean, 26-13 victory. We have 28. I thought we had 28.
Is that 26? What I did?
It might have been 26. I think it was 28.
I was drinking. Sorry.
I feel like you were wrong. 336 on that, 267 yards, 194 passing. I love the recaps always have something wrong with them. Bears dominate time of possession yet again. The one thing that I love The one thing that I love is the amount of penalties that the Bears had. 4 penalties on the entire day, 8 for the Detroit Lions. That really does get the job done when you see an undisciplined Detroit team. Felt like the Detroit Lions of old. So love to see that. When you look at this team defensively, Chicago Bears keeping the takeaways prevalent. 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, another 3 turnovers. Now 7 turnovers in, 4 weeks technically with the bye week for the Detroit Lions. Really did a good job getting to Jared Goff. And the Detroit defense kind of just crumbled in that second half, and it was really fun to see.
I like the 4 sacks, man. 9 quarterback hits.
Getting to the quarterback, man. I loved it. Justin Fields won the day, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 58 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Thought he used his legs really well. 6 receptions for DJ Moore, 68 yards, 1 tutty, 3 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. That was gross. Cole Kmet on the day did a good job being that safety blanket for Justin Fields. 6 receptions for 66 yards. Didn't come away with a tutty, but played a heck of a game. And Jaquan Brisker got to be our Breeze player of the week on that. 17 tackles. I mean, he was everywhere on the field. You needed a guy like Jaquan Brisker out there, man. Loved what I saw there. And, of course, Montez Sweat. The sweat effect, ladies and gentlemen. Are you sweating yet? Dominating on the day, helping Justin Jones get a sack and a half. 5 tackles in total, 1 tackle for loss, 2 QB hits. Thought the Bears defense did an amazing job. Tremaine Edmonds coming away with another interception, ladies and gentlemen.
7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 interception, 1 pass deflection.
Hey, just did not allow them to be able to get the ball away. So you love to see that. Jalen Johnson also had a pick on the day.
I mean, he's been getting them.
With pressure, this guy's able to go out there and make plays. That's what you love to see. Apparently, somebody was breathing into the mic real heavy. Shots out Javier said, "Why did I just hear Darth Vader breathing?" And
because I almost had the other beat.
Here comes. Oh, is that on the beat? That's on the beat.
Yeah, it's one of the other beats. It was supposed to be the other one. Hey, nice. He picked that up.
I thought Drew was leaning in real hard on the mic.
Whoa. No, sir. No.
I would play it, but I don't want us to get copyright.
Yeah, now he done picked out the Darth Vader in it. Now we gonna get canceled off of that.
Right.
But no, listen, the Bears absolutely dominate, bro. 38-13, bro. You all over the place, bro.
Is it 28-13? Dang.
You gotta stop drinking and making the transitions, bro.
It, man. Sorry, man.
Every week they look great.
Hey, the point is they won.
We did win, but the score is 28-13. The super producer going hard. Bears scoring in bunches, right, JC?
Let's just get this off the screen.
Right. Now you gotta transition it off there. I mean, listen, to start this thing off, man. First off,
look, it's right behind you.
That is hilarious.
Behind you is right. One of them.
There we go.
Third time's a charm.
You getting your banner white on, huh?
Third time's a charm.
He was too excited, bro. That man did. He didn't add his 17 score the first time.
God.
He didn't give us enough points, so to compensate, he gave us an extra 10. Mike Davis has said the glass is undefeated.
Chris got me. Thank you. The points we should have got off he's darn right.
Hey, the points we should have had off turnovers, bro. I love it.
Oh God.
Listen, man, let's jump into this. Ebony Facts, super producer with the hard R, 100%. He said he wanted the R. I felt like he felt like I was using too much A on the super.
Oh, you know what? The other thing didn't update the other time, so I did update the intro, so I got to fix that on the next go round.
Oh boy, here we go.
The
Long Island was winning, huh?
So much work.
Steve-O. Listen, boys, dominant game. Either way, no matter what the score was, right? 28-13 final score.
I'm gonna go with 28-13.
Yeah, it was a good score to go with. You saw this Bears defense. I mean, consistent. Right now, we know what the team is. We know what this team can do. The consistency is now spanned across 4 games we're talking about, where this defense has looked like this. Can the Chicago Bears keep up their newfound winning ways? Do you think that this is something that this team, I mean, when you look at what we saw Sunday versus Detroit, it was just great pressure on the quarterback. It was being able to go out there and break up tough passes, right?
Yeah.
And Tyreek Stevenson, to me, played an excellent game, because I felt like there was a lot of baiting with Stevenson. And even when I looked back at the All-22, right, they being a 3rd and long, it felt like Detroit was always trying to throw towards Tyreek to try and bait the PI.
Yeah.
He did a great job playing under control in that game. I thought he really dominated that aspect of it as well. The Montez Sweat effect is prevalent. And you know what? In the first half, y'all saw me on the live call. I was pissed. Couldn't believe that we weren't being more aggressive. In the second half of the football game, Justin Fields throwing the football, moving the ball downfield. He's been able to execute whatever game plan you put in front of him.
Yeah.
Consistently to me over the last 5 starts. And I've got some numbers on JF that to me really speak to who he is as a quarterback and how he's improving moving forward. But where are you guys at right now with this Bears team? Does this Lions win give you more confidence in this team than you had going into the game?
Well, I said that Friday. If they win, this is a confidence builder for them. They could essentially go on a run. I'm going to say this. It looks like we'll probably keep Eberflus because he's getting better as a head coach. And you're seeing the effects of, again,
that's the question.
No, but this is a second-year head coach with a second-year offensive coordinator,
right.
with everybody's new, so everybody's learning and getting better. And the team the guys have come back. So I've always liked that secondary, minus maybe, Eddie Jackson. And the linebackers, I'm cool with the linebackers, but we just needed to get more pressure. And now that they've gotten Montez Sweat, he's made a tremendous effect. Imagine what they do when we finally get a 3 technique and another defensive end, maybe, because you might move Dexter over to the with the under tackle.
Yeah.
So it's like as much as I really want. Do I have my Michigan fight song somewhere? As much as I want Harbaugh,
let's not get canceled.
I'm just saying, he's probably going to be here because he's doing a better job. And they look dominant.
Yeah.
The defense, what made me mad was seeing this pedestrian, weird offensive play calling again. I don't like seeing my quarterback take a handoff, run up the gut, and get trucked. He got trucked.
It felt wrong. Well, and
it didn't even look right. It didn't even look like it was he just take the ball and run, Justin. Like, what kind of I like it when Justin is able to evade the tacklers like he does. He makes the moves, and then he's able to either scramble to extend the play. Yeah. That's how I want to see him use his legs. Give him a safety valve. Someone's designed to come back, and he can bail him out to get an extra pass. Whatever. I hate it when they're doing these little basic toss that don't look like there's any creativity to it. In the second half, they came out. They didn't play like some punks, and they actually hit these dudes in the mouth. And it was like, thank you. This is what y'all look like against them when you went in Detroit, and now you're actually looking like a real offense on, when they got here.
Yeah.
So I have confidence that looking at the way this is going, this is what we wanted. We wanted to see some type of maturation. We wanted to see improvement for the season, and now we're starting to see it.
No, 100%. And the one thing that I will say is, right, when I looked at how Justin Fields played in that second half versus how he played in that first half, I thought that there was even a little bit of he kind of felt what you felt about how Luke Getsy was calling some of the plays, especially some of those run plays, because they sniffed him out. And to me, that's a conversation that I'm willing to have on Luke Getsy possibly not being here. Is there somebody else that we could find better than that? Even though, yes, that does allow you to take a step back. That does allow you to go in the other direction. But to me, offensively, the one thing with this Bears team that gets me excited is there's actual talent here. Mm-hmm. There's actual pieces that transcend, to me, bad play calling. When I look at what?
Do we need to show my new roster? Do we need to show?
Oh boy, Joel's excited.
We're getting
Joel's
improvement.
Excited. Here we go. Boom! Look at that.
Boom.
Hey, is everybody on here right?
Everything's right.
You sure?
This time. Yeah.
Where's Deontay Foreman?
Well, they keep having him inactive. One minute he started.
He was the number one this week. No, I kid.
No, he had like they keep messing with this.
I kid. No, I think that this is great. Right?
I'm moving Brisker to Pro Bowl caliber type of player, but Yannick average. Andrew Billings average. Justin Jones moved from bad to average.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat is definitely a. Did I say a Lucas Patrick's our center, or is it Cody Whitehair? It doesn't matter. They're both bad.
Well, it is Lucas Patrick. Cody Whitehair basically hasn't played.
I'm just saying they're all bad, but I'll update that too. So dang, I got it wrong too. God dang.
You were drinking heavily after a Bears win, my guy.
No, it's not even. Yeah. Victory Monday.
He was excited.
No, but I think that right when you look at this team and how they are developing, the conversation on Flus, and I guess we want to jump into that, right? Like, was there anything? I'll say this before we jump into Flus's future.
Steve-O said color was correct, at least it's right. So either way, we got bad center.
That color was right no matter what. I'll say this before we jump into the Matt Eberflus conversation. The one thing to me that stood out about this game was we've asked the Bears to do certain things. We've asked the Bears to be in the hunt graphic. Now, I think we need to be a little more specific with that.
Where the standards at? Where the standards
like
at?
we might need to be a little more specific with that graphic because in the hunt at 5-8 was not what I was expecting them to be. But I think we need to be more specific on the in the hunt graphic. We asked them to be in the hunt graphic. We asked them to develop players. We've seen nothing but player development this season. We've asked them to find a way to get the football to your playmakers. In the first half, it makes absolutely 0 sense that DJ Moore gets 0 targets and 3 rushes and 1 for a touchdown. But in the second half, you get them the football, you open things up, you start passing the football downfield, and guess what? Justin Fields is able to do that.
Yeah.
And versus a defense that, right, now that the Bears have beat them, this is the best part, right? Now that the Bears have beat the Detroit Lions, the conversation will be, here it comes. Prepare yourselves for it, Bears fans, all week.
Where's my timpani?
Do the Lions suck? Do the Lions suck?
I think they're a good.
Well, that's
team.
but that's going to be the conversation, right? Because now the
Bears.
Well,
you discredit like Washington.
Right? Washington was an elite defense. There's no way Chicago can beat them. They're on the way out. And then the Bears found a way to beat them, and it was like, well, this defense isn't as good as we thought.
No, but the defense from Washington, what we've seen now the last few weeks, they've been very dominant. They look really good. I'm actually scared to see what like. Do you realize? Washington? No, our defense.
Oh, no. What I'm saying, though,
I know what you're saying.
When the Bears beat them,
yes,
then it was a bad defense. It wasn't a bad defense any game.
You know why?
Until the Bears beat them, then it was a bad defense.
The reason why was because Washington had enough chances to win that game, and they shot themselves in the foot, and so we kind of came out winning that game. Yeah. They messed up against we played like we barely beat the Panthers and what have you, but the defense was shutting them all down. Our offense was just lethargic.
Yeah.
But twice we've made Detroit. It's hard to beat a team twice within a few weeks of each other, and
we did.
They don't. Well, you're right.
Well, we did
for three and 3 quarters. 3 and 3.
Technically, you're right.
3 3/4 of a quarter, we beat the brakes off the Deuce. The defense gave it up.
Technically, Joe, you are 100% on point because it is very hard to beat them a couple of times in 2 weeks, and we did.
And it was a better butt whooping than it was the first. Well, the first one was exciting.
The first one would have been a dominant win.
Yeah, this one was.
But this one was a dominant one as well, right? And I think that I think here's the thing. My point is we've asked them to learn from their mistakes. Have the Chicago Bears learn from the mistakes that they've made in the past. To me, I look at that Vikings game. I asked J-Mac about it. I've asked Lance about it. They're kind of like, you're kind of just worried about the game in front of you. But there's always this conversation on learning to win.
Yeah.
So and when I talked to Yurko about learning to win, he was more so on the once you get that and once you figure that out, then you can start to close out these games. I think the Bears have learned to win in 2 games in a row. Yes, one of them a very poor scoring game. And that game versus the Lions. And, yeah, I think you have to say it, right? Like, Matt Eberflus is trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus is looking like – and now here's my question. Matt Eberflus looks like the DC that the Chicago Bears need. Is he the head coach that the Chicago Bears need? He looks like the DC we need, right? Mm-hmm. But he wants to be the CEO of this whole program. The CEO does not call plays.
No, not necessarily.
Do we have a great play caller, or do we have a up-and-coming head coach? That's my question right now. Well, and that's the question that I'm going to have until we see somebody else call the plays. Because guess what? In my opinion, Andy Reid's one of the greatest play callers of all time.
A few guys have called plays.
Guess who's not calling plays right now? Andy Reid. You Know who's calling plays?
He needs to.
Matt Nagy.
Yeah, and he needs to.
No, I have a theory.
And on top of that,
I have a theory on that, by the way.
Are you seeing the effects of not having the talent that you need to run your squad?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, they don't have the receivers. Those guys are making boneheaded mistakes. They lost a few games the Chiefs have because their receivers can't catch. It's like the great and all-powerful, mighty Pat Mahomes. When you don't have all your old pro guys around you, it's really hard to win. And I'm just saying, you got to have talent. He's talented. But the guys got to catch the ball.
My theory on that is that, and I asked J-Mac about this. I said, I don't know Andy Reid. You know, J-Mac's rookie coach was Andy Reid. And I said, I don't know him, so I don't know if he would do this, but is he letting Nagy call these plays now and so consistently because there are no wide receivers, so he knows no matter what he draws up, they're not going to be a good offense, so he don't want that on his resume. No, Matt, that's going under you again.
Yeah, you're going to take this L.
Hate to tell you this, Matt, but that's all you, my boy.
Yep.
But no, listen, Flus is trending up. You can't say that he's not, but to me, he's trending up as a DC. What's his best head coaching quality?
I don't know. I'm not in the room. He's
I'm
not,
just saying,
he's
like,
not great. He doesn't
head,
exude confidence to me on the pressers.
Where's
he?
I don't know. What's up yours?
What's up yours? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
What is Mike Tomlin's best head coaching quality?
I mean, he exudes what looks like a true leader in the locker room. And it's probably some form of discipline or whatever. I think that as he's learning, like, we don't know what's going on, that maybe he's commanding more respect for this team. They're buying in this whole hits principle, because it looked like a joke for about the first 4 or 5, 6 weeks. You know, the fact that, like, did you lose the locker room? Like, what was going on? So something's clicked.
My point is that when I asked you about Mike Tomlin, something instantly came to your brain. If I ask you about Bill Belichick, something instantly comes to your brain. When I ask you about Matt Eberflus, you think more of how he's leading the team as a defensive coordinator. And yes, he is trending up. Yes, I do believe that if he wins out, you're going to be talking about the Chicago Bears head coach next season being Matt Eberflus. My question is just, is he the leader that this team needs, or is he the defensive coordinator that this team needs? And for me, if I'm talking to Matt Eberflus next season, if I'm Ryan Poles and we sit down at the end of the year, no matter what the Bears do, right? And I think here's the thing. No matter what the Bears do, Matt Eberflus has called a good defense this season. Since Alan Williams has been gone, Alan Williams calls the same defense as Matt Eberflus, but he doesn't call it the same way.
Yeah, but I don't think that works.
I think that's the biggest difference, right? Flus knows how to call this defense to the effect that it works for the players that he has, which is something that Alan Williams couldn't do, and was something I thought Matt Eberflus couldn't do at the beginning of the season, and he's turned into that level of player.
Yeah, but I don't think that it works like that. What you're saying, I mean, it would be great to keep him as just be the DC and he's an assistant.
No. I'm not saying keep him as DC. He's the head coach.
Right.
He's the head coach. My question is he that? Are you keeping him because you feel confident about him leading a team?
I think.
Or are you keeping him because you feel confident about him leading a defense?
They're gonna sit there and he's gonna get the credit for all of that. The whole point is that, as the head coach, everything, like, he's a CEO and then also he's the coordinator. So he's going to, get the credit for turning this team around, building the momentum. I would like to see at a minimum that we get another offensive coordinator, but that's still hard. Like, if now you got to have Fields learn another system if he's still here, because if we get a new head coach and whatever, I mean, what
you don't know what's going to happen.
Pie in the sky for me is getting our boy
Jim Harbaugh.
And why can't I Greg Roman. Like, I think he could take Fields and do exactly the stuff he did with Kaepernick and stuff he did with Lamar Jackson, if not do a little bit better, because I think he's a better passer.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I just, to me, my concern with this is, do we bring Flus back? And Flus is a great DC, but not a great leader. And even to that, right? Like, the one thing Lance said was, now you know what Flus can do. Flus can call a defense.
But you don't know all the way what he's capable of, because coaches have to. This is first head coaching, so he's kind of learning on the fly too.
There's some development.
All of them.
So he might end up being what we can do, be a capable head coach. He just has to fix the offense problem. So that's going to be, if he stays, that should be his main focus for the offseason.
That's the bumps and the bruises of, again, getting these rookie, unknown, untested coaches. Yeah. And so hopefully, I mean, look, it'll be nice. Like, okay, this is like Lovey 2.0. This team is starting to remind me of the Lovey team with a slightly better offensive game plan, because we're kind of doing more of
I feel like slightly is. I'm not gonna lie.
This,
as bad as Getsy is, it's a better offensive game.
No, it is, because
like
Lovey couldn't get an offensive coordinator to save us.
Though.
Yeah, we have a much more. We have the ability to have a much more dynamic offense this iteration. But that defense, I mean, if once we get that 3 technique and another defensive end, because now we have a safety. We lost Mike Brown like 6 games into that 05-06 season.
Hey, Jaquan Brisker be out a lot too, though.
I'm just saying,
Jaquan Brisker he be hitting people so hard, dog. He be out a lot too. But
that's who we need. But you need that secondary, that dude that can play safety. Well, safety. We need that guy to play. And so if
you'll be drafting one this year for sure.
But if we could get, we were talking about that earlier, like, is it Chop Robinson as a defensive end? Is it that Jerjan or John? I think they call him Johnny, the Illinois defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll talk about that. We got a segment to talk about that later. But getting a couple more pieces for that squad, this is what I want to see us doing. Now we still need to win. I don't want us to finish. And now we got this whack pick. Matter of fact, where we are with the draft watch. As a matter of fact, where we at? Where's the draft watch?
Draft watch.
I made sure that was right. That's for sure.
Hey, Steve-O said Brisker is Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I think I'm telling y'all, we're going to probably end up with like the 12th to 15th pick. They're going to end up, right outside the playoffs if they make this run. And but we got.
I don't know if we end up even that far down, because look at that: Vegas 5-8, Jets 5-8, Chargers 5-8.
Yeah, 6, and the other teams are 6 and 7.
Like, I would assume the Chargers are going to keep winning. Jets probably not. Vegas, I think, probably gets another win in there. Bears probably get another win in there. But I think maybe, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans put on a show tonight.
Slick sophistication. Who do you like as a 3 technique? You think that? Are you thinking that Dexter's a 3 technique? Because
we don't have a 3 tech.
We don't have one yet. We don't
have a 3 tech on this roster. Javon Dexter's trending in the right direction, but that's still a lot of development away.
But you should see. I mean, I think he's the Tank Johnson, Booger McFarland guy, and we get that 3 technique dude.
You think he's a nose?
Yeah, I think so.
He's a nose
like
tackle
under tackle
technique.
next to the 3 technique. Yeah, I think so.
I think he's trending the right direction. I also think that's the Montez Sweat effect.
Sweat.
I love that on ESPN, bro. When they do that, I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, they got that. Shout out to my guy, the beat man over at ESPN 1000. Bro, like he clipped that perfectly, because the second we traded for Montez Sweat, that was the first sound that popped in my head.
I'm gonna go Keith Sweat. You say no. The girl I'm ready to make you sweat. That's the joint.
Yeah. I'm with it. I love it.
Boom, boom.
Don't hurt yourself, Joe.
I still got it, dog.
Less shoulders.
I can still.
You'll pull a shoulder right now.
What is that? Keep it tight.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Come on. Keep it tight. Don't do too much.
Keep it tight.
Oh, God. No, I agree with you. I do think Flus is trending in the right direction. And the one thing for me about Flus here's the one thing, right, that you can't deny. That is something that the Lions have done, which coming into this season, we talked about. Everybody said this. I hope the Chicago Bears, or I think the Chicago Bears, can be the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
They're still competing. They're still fighting. 4-8, teams give up.
Steve, buddy.
4-8, teams give up all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's not even a surprise. 4-8, the season's over. We're done. So we give up. Now, granted, the mediocrity in the league,
parity of the league is why
comparative.
Yes.
Or competitive, right? Like you can look at someone, again, looking at your top 10 right now, right? The Jets are in there, all of that, the Chargers, teams that you didn't think would be in there. Everybody had the Chargers pegged as a top 5 team in the NFL as a whole. They're a top 10 team in the NFL draft, right? Mm-hmm. But when you look at this Bears team, the question on the table, of course, is can the Bears win out? But what happens if the Bears win out? Who stays, who goes? That's the greatest question right now. I love that, shout out to did you get this right? Let me look here.
I got it right.
I think this one's right. This one's good to go. The games are in the right order.
I got it.
I mean, listen, you got Cleveland coming up next. You got Arizona. You got Atlanta. You got Green Bay to finish the season. How bears of it would it be to win the next 3 games and then we lose against the Packers? But hopefully, right, like, can the Bears win out? That is the real question right now. And I'm going to tell you this. If the Bears went out 9-8, not only is everybody coming back, you might have a buy-in. You might have a double down contract extension, all of that. You're picking up Justin Fields' option. You're not asking questions anymore if the Bears went out. But question on the table,
we don't have
4
to
games, can the Bears win out? You don't have to pick it up till 2024.
We don't. And
right after the draft, pretty much.
The other thing is this, like, if you're playing this, like, y'all playing long ball. We're not talking about building this team for right now. This is like you're building the foundation. They should draft a quarterback. If Fields is not the guy and they're not confident in him, next year is when you need to trade a draft. Because now, if it's the 5th-year option, you got this quarterback sitting, right? And he sits that rookie year. So he comes in after the 4th. After next year, you draft him. So if you don't want to extend him after his 5th year, you got the quarterback sitting for at least a year, ready to start, and we move on. That would be the smart, prudent thing to do, in my opinion.
The one thing I love, right? I said this on the radio yesterday. Yurko talked about until the Pack. He's always talked about this. Until the Packers find John Yurkovich, former NFL player. If y'all don't know, Carmen and Yurko.
His name dropping like that? That's what
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, all right.
He talked about how the Packers went about it. I don't agree with this personally with where the Bears are now, but he said the Packers drafted a quarterback every single year until they figured out if they had the right guy. And Yurko, as I said that on the radio, he even texted me and said, even when they had Favre, Detmeyer, Brunell, Doug Peterson, Kurt Warner, Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, still trying to make sure that you have somebody on the roster that can play. Of course, Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, Kurt Warner, Doug Peterson, those are all guys that actually got a little bit of time at starting. Kurt Warner ends up being a star in LA, all of that stuff, right? Matt Hasselbeck, great time in, what was that, Seattle? Seattle? He's the one that shot himself in the foot, didn't he?
He did. We're going to win this.
We want the ball and we're going to win.
I mean, he was
Pow!
Hyped. He was hyped. I mean, you know.
Hey, no. Hey, you can't immediately throw a pick 6 on the first play.
That's the problem. He threw a pick 6. That's the problem.
Oh, immediately threw a pick 6 on the first play, bro. I love it. I love the confidence, Matt, but that was terrible.
But I think
that's how, right, they went about that's how they went about addressing the future. So even if the Bears go 9-8, maybe that's a path that Ryan Poles looks to take. Now, none of those guys first-round guys. Right, you're talking about later rounds. We're going to pick somebody here, pick a guy here, pick a guy here. Right, even technically that started this year, right? Undrafted rookie, Tyson Bagent. You pick him up. He comes in 4 games. He looks solid for 4 games. Love it.
But I think the other issue is that they have a system and they've been able to cultivate. They know what works, right? This could be the first time in a while that we have a system. It would be nice because you need consistency, right?
Yeah.
You got to have something in where this is what we run, this is our system. Like Shanahan, this is my system. The Packers, this is the system we're running. To your point, all those guys, even with the homegrown, that came from the Bill Walsh tree, all that type of stuff. All those guys are under that umbrella of like, this is how it works. So are we in a position where do we actually know and can identify the right talent that we need? So do they believe in Fields? I think you can do it. But it's such a weird 50-50 thing. Some people, if you defend Justin, you're an idiot, and other people hate him or you just love him. It's like there's no in between. And it's like I want to believe in the guy because I think he can. He's got way too much athletic ability. He can throw. It's just we want him to process a little bit faster to get that ball out in certain instances. Yeah. But he can make plays. He can break it down.
Well, and I think that's why, to me, right, when I look at, can the Bears win out, I look at the first game. Cleveland. That's your toughest matchup.
That's going to be tough.
Can you find a way to win that game? You still got, listen, Joe Flacco might come back to earth with how this defense is playing. You love the fact that you're going up against Joe Flacco and not Deshaun Watson, right? But Joe Flacco balled out. Joe Flacco's excited to be back in the NFL.
But they probably haven't seen Joe Flacco, so they don't know how to scheme for him yet.
Because he's seen Flacco.
No,
Flus is, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Flacco
No, I'm saying he balled out.
Wasn't he in Indy for a little while?
I think he's been chilling.
No, he's been chilling this year, but wasn't he in Indy with? Didn't he have a stint in
Man,
Indy?
I didn't even know he was still
playing.
playing. I didn't know he was still available.
He wasn't.
Well, my point is like
he wasn't.
It's the whole point is the element of surprise. Okay, they don't know his anticipation, his
100%,
moves. So it's
100%.
like he's hot now. Now, again, the cover 2 defense beats bad quarterbacks.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Cleveland has a tight end. If Flacco is, because he has experience, if he can find those little sweet spots in the cover 2, we could have a problem. Or he's not that great and we're going to beat him anyways.
Yeah.
But are we going to do the same thing that the Getsy did against the Vikings?
Here's the thing.
And screen past to death.
Everyone's seen Flacco, though. So Flacco's not he's not a surprise. It's not like Flacco hasn't been in the NFL for 5 years.
True.
He was on the Jets last year. He played a good time. He's been on the Jets the last, 3 years? And he's played every season.
Yeah, you're right.
He's played every season. So everyone's seen Joe Flacco. So it's not like he's going to surprise you with this. I think the question mark is, can you get pressure on Joe Flacco? Can you disrupt his game? And you know the defense that you're playing over there is, I mean, outside of Dallas, are we saying they're the best defense in the NFL?
Yeah, well, we're up there. I thought are we the number one?
We're number one.
We're rushing
Number
right
one
now. We're
rushing.
number one.
That's great.
Which is great. It speaks to us.
Where are we in the past?
I
Like
think we're like 24th. Yeah,
We're
100%.
I felt we looked better on the pass.
I think Drew's on point with that. I think we're
He's our new stat guy.
New stat guy. Sorry, Jordan, you're fired.
Sorry, Jordan.
I hate for you to find out this way. But no, I mean,
snap! Flacco has never not he went after Baltimore, Denver, and then New Jersey.
yeah, he's
Jets.
been in the league every year. This is his first league not in the year, or not. This is first year not in the league.
Well, no,
for extended time. He was on his mama couch 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Oh, he got picked
and then
up.
when Deshaun went down, they called him in because they knew they had nothing there.
Jordan, it was a good run.
Jordan, it was a good run.
Had a good run.
You can't dismiss the Niners defense. Either way, right? It's a top 3 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
No matter what you say, it's a top 3 defense in the NFL.
No,
and so you've got to figure out how to beat that. You know you got Myles Garrett coming in. That's terrifying because he's probably going to attack either Braxton Jones or Nate Davis all day.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those guys that he can play at every spot. He picks the right side. He picks the weakest lineman. He does what I don't know who started it, but I know the moment I noticed it was J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt used to go to every single offensive lineman. And whoever played him the weakest, that's who he played on the entire day.
Well,
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is going to go to every single offensive lineman, and he's going to probably stop on Braxton or Nate Davis.
So he's going to Braxton Jones.
Or maybe Nate Davis. Nate Davis got dog walked versus Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Well, Nate Davis got dropped like that Cubs basketball that we don't know where it's at.
The middle of that line was still looking bad. Like, we still have line issues when I watch this team. Like, I know that we're trending up, and I can't wait for them to fix this offensive line.
Yeah.
Because we still have problems with that. It's hard to sit there and dog Justin Fields out because he got to get the ball quicker. That joke. Do you see him shredding tacklers off of him? He's that strong and big where he's juking these guys off of there, and they're all on him. There's times where there's one or two where he's holding the ball supposedly, yes.
Yeah.
But there's other times where he don't have the time. So it just depends when they send that pressure. How well does the line hold up? And I've seen them really get pushed back into the pocket.
Kid said if Joe Flacco carve us up, we trash. Who did he just beat? Who was the team? I don't know why I'm blanking on. He literally just threw for like 300 yards and 2 tutties yesterday.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's long term. You know what I mean? Like that. Everybody every now and then he's a backup now. You know what backups do? They get you a game. They get you a couple of games,
right? Because you don't expect them to do.
You don't expect what they're able to bring,
and so, maybe that helps us.
Jaguars,
the Jaguars.
Shout out to the chat. But yeah. I mean, like that's.
Hey, Roshan's going to be busy against Cleveland,
no, and that's what I said. You have to go max protect the whole game
against that dude. He's a problem.
You need to literally. I don't know if, of course, you don't go max protect the whole game, right? But you need to literally have 2 guys and a running back to chip dedicated to Myles
I got an idea.
No matter where it's at.
I got an idea. What if they play away from him? Like, how about you go to the other side and roll out away from the monster that's coming to get you?
You know what though? I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, hey, yeah, that would have helped versus
an
Nagy.
idea.
No, that would have helped versus Nagy for sure. What also would have helped versus Nagy if 40-year-old Jason Peters wasn't the one trying to block him that game.
I'm talking about this. Who cares about Nagy? He's killing Patrick Mahomes down there. I'm talking about right now here.
He's killing Patrick Mahomes.
Can we get like a little drop out, a little fade off to the side, a little wheel route to the other side of the All-Pro guy, please?
Well, I think that's the concern there. But realistically, right, Cleveland is the first game that scares the heck out of us. You find a way past Cleveland. Are you scared of the other three?
Oh, Steve-O brought up Mercedes Lewis. Wasn't that so awkward with Mercedes Lewis? That one play he had, it was like, what is this? It didn't even look right.
Right. So I gotta show this. I gotta show this, right?
We got reenactment. Let me
Mercedes is old.
He's old.
He's old, right?
Yeah.
So I rewatched the play already. So Mercedes is supposed to go out, boom, set his block, pop out.
Right.
You set the block like this.
Yeah.
So the defender don't get here.
Yeah.
Because then Justin Fields got to go, no. What the Like, that's what happened. Like, they came to the right side, and Mercedes said, I don't know.
He was shocked.
I got it. He caught the ball. That's all that matters.
That was an odd sequence. It just didn't. It was like so slow and slow development. But hey, you know what? He made something happen.
Bro.
I'm proud that Fields didn't have any turnovers like that. He didn't have any interceptions. It was it was encouraging of a game for sure.
Yeah.
He's growing as a quarterback. You know, he's not going to do everything right. He's theoretically his third year. I'm not loving him, but he showed some growth that's better than what's coming out in the draft right now.
He's throwing more. He's already improved his passing from the year before.
Yeah.
And I think this is the year 3 coming up. That first year doesn't necessarily count. He wasn't even supposed to play, but it is what it is.
Well, so
but we might get accused of being, going too easy.
We're not even talking about that.
We're
not even talking about that. We're not even talking about that. Let Steve-O get to him. My bad. Tracy Ellis Ross popped up on my phone real quick. That algorithm is wild.
Hilarious.
That algorithm is
baby.
Crazy right now, dog.
Hey, Ebony Sales, to your point, I like Trubisky. My problem with Trubisky was I felt like they didn't scheme for his talent. They were trying to force him to do something that he's not as good of a passer to me as the eye test. We've seen a lot of bad quarterbacks. I know I have. He didn't have an accurate deep throw. And he wasn't able to also process as well.
He had one pass that could have saved his career, but they threw it to Javon Williams.
So, but my point is that I could roll with Trubisky. I would have been happy if we kept developing him, but he regressed.
Yeah.
He regressed as a quarterback. What we're seeing with Fields
he also literally didn't have a coach that cared about him.
Right. But all those
all the stuff that came out, literally, Matt Nagy hated this man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different level of I'm gonna go out there and try and mess up your career. He hated Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
So that's my issue there. But what I will say is this, right? To speak to, and of course we gotta sit here and talk about. Let's finish it out here, right?
Oh, what's our next topic?
Let's finish out the topic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The last 3 games, Cleveland's the toughest game. I think with Joe Flacco in there, the Bears can win it. It may be a Minnesota game.
I think
it may be a Minnesota game.
But see, I don't want a Minnesota. This is my point. Stop playing scared. You have to.
But here's the problem: when you have somebody who can be in your face as much as Myles Garrett does, and the rest of the dogs that they have on that defensive line, it's not just Myles Garrett; he's just a huge part of it. There is something to be said about the pressure that they can get on you. You have to have plays that are quick plays. That usually ends up being, the slants, screen passes, different things like that.
But my point is, show some creativity. Come out there aggressive enough, not scared, and now you want to play, like you said, playing turtle, playing not to lose. We're just going to protect the ball all day.
Turtle.
Yeah, let's do a screen pass on 3rd and 8. It's like, dude, you're killing me. This was the second half of this game showed me, and then the 3 in the half quarters of the first Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, the Washington game, the Denver game. You can come out, show something.
This is the Justin Fields can shut everyone up game.
Yeah, this would.
That's what really.
Yeah,
that's what
I
this
can see
really
that.
is. This is the Justin Fields can shut everyone up game, because in Justin's last 18 games, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 8 of them rushing. 8 of the touchdowns are rushing touchdowns. 92 passer rating, 3,183 passing yards, over 4,000 total yards when you add in rushing and different things like that.
I agree with Baki. I agree with Baki because it's the same thing. Because our offense is so odd, we don't have the running game has not been established. It's not consistent.
Yeah,
I like Dante Foreman because he really looks. He can break enough tackles with the setbacks that we have on our offensive line. I hate seeing Tevin Jenkins on the left side. I want him back on the right because it looked like they can actually open up some lanes for the running back.
Yeah.
Which
how about we do a draw?
No, they did that to Fields.
A simple running back draw. That's how you beat the pass rush.
Yeah.
The draw.
Yeah.
That goes back to Hallis Hall football then.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like,
no, 100%. Like, and I think that is something that, to me, the Bears have not done well. They have not schemed well. I think that's been the biggest problem. Our biggest problem with Luke Getsy is that, you know, the Minnesota game, I don't blame Justin Fields for how poorly the offense looked. Yes, did Justin Fields look bad? 100%. Why did Justin Fields look bad? Well, Justin Fields looked bad because we were running 16 screen passes. Justin Fields looked bad because we weren't trying to throw the football down the field.
Yeah.
Justin Fields looks bad because we're not trying to attack. And the one time that we asked them to attack,
is when it's up.
He drives you down the field and he gets you in field goal range. You end up getting a touchdown.
That dart that he threw.
The second half of this football game, he drives you down the field and gets you in position for multiple touchdowns. He goes 15 for 25 in the second half.
Like he
went 4 for 8 in the first.
Oh my God! It's like, what do y'all want?
Yeah,
he got to play defense and offense to prove that he can play.
Yeah.
Like, look, my point is this: as long as this line's got red and a lot of blue on there, we got to get. I might put Braxton. You know what? I did mess up. Braxton Jones is back to average. God dang it! I got to fix that again. I'm sick of this stuff, man. We got to get this line better. I don't want that on there. Can the Bears win out? Yes, they can, possibly. But the whole point.
Well, that's the other thing, right? When you look at the last 3 games, I think they could beat Atlanta. I know they can beat Arizona. Even as bad as we've been, we should be able to beat Arizona.
Well,
although Kyler Murray might be able to run rampant on you, but it's going to be December.
Look, Jared,
it might be cold here a little bit. It might be a little cold.
Well, we can win those 2 games because they don't have good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The issue is, will Jordan Love, will the Packers be prepared? That would suck. Like, they have to beat Green Bay. Like, they already lost. We lost them in the opening season. They have to win. To me, Cleveland and Green Bay is where it's all about. Because otherwise, if that means they lose those games, and did I get my Michigan song? I have it. It's right here. Can I get it? You know what I'm saying? Give me my guy. All right. Anyway, so the point is that I want a real coach in here.
Hey, I will say this though. Shout out to Ragin. I don't disagree with this.
What?
He says, no, the Bears can't win out. The Browns and Green Bay have their number. Now, I would hope that they can win out. I hope that they can beat the Browns with Joe Flacco, even though that defense is elite. And I would hope that they can finally find a way to beat Green Bay. But just like I can't say that he's wrong when I look at how we played Detroit twice and I look at how we played Detroit the entire time Dan Campbell has been there.
Yeah,
we've just been able to compete with Detroit.
Yeah.
No matter who's the quarterback. Mitch killed him. Mitch destroyed Detroit.
Yeah.
Anytime he saw him.
Right.
Looked at him. I think Detroit beat Mitch Trubisky one time in his career.
I remember that Tampa Bay game too. He lit up Tampa Bay. Remember? Like,
yeah, but that was pre-Tom Brady. That was still Jameis was there. There was
I'm not counting Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that was
just that's a little.
He's had good games.
Nick Foles also beat Tampa. But yeah, 4.
The whole point is.
Wasn't it fourth down? In the fourth down?
I don't know. But the whole point is, I want to see this team against the better competition and beat them convincingly, not running scared and getting, running out of there with a victory type of crap.
Well, and that's why I say, but here's the thing. Any way that you can get a victory versus what I would say is arguably a top 3 defense in the NFL, you take it.
Yeah.
Whether it's Justin Fields running the ball, whether it's Justin Fields passing the ball, but the thing is, you want to get out of there with mistake-free football. They force you to make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you definitely want to be smart. You don't want to put the emotion inside of things. If you can be methodical, it's always the best thing to do, right? But the whole point is that I want my team to look like they belong there. I want how the 49ers dismantled the Eagles. You talking about 2 top teams and it was a knockout, drag out fight, but then the 49ers demolished them after a while. I want our team to be dominant like that. I don't want to have middle of the road type of team. Oh, this is the nice team that goes to church with the McCaskey family. I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
What they say? I want my linebackers to eat with their hands, not with the forks.
I can deal with the linebackers. I just want the offensive linemen not to do it. And I think that we got that. I will say that. I think that we have that with our offensive linemen. My favorite quote from Matt Eberflus that we got interviewing him on ESPN was, Tevin Jenkins is the prick that this team needs.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Not Tevin Jenkins. I'm sorry, Darnell Wright. He said Darnell Wright is the prick that this team needs.
Yeah, we need mean dudes that want to punch you in the mouth.
No, it was like Jesus, bro. Like that's how you gonna describe him? Yes, he's the prick that this team needs. And to me, right, like you need more of those on a football team. Yeah. You do, and I'm not gonna deny that. I think clearly based on this conversation, Cleveland is the team that still scares us most. Outside of that, you've got Arizona here in the winter. You've got Atlanta. I believe that's also here in Soldier. And then you got to go up in Green Bay.
Yep.
Can you find a way to win? Can you find a way to get it done? And in the second half of this season, can you answer all the questions? Is the Browns defense better than the 49ers defense? You know what? I would say the Browns defense is better than the 49ers defense. The 49ers just have the 49ers offense to make it look a lot better.
Yeah,
Browns don't have an offense at all.
Cleveland's the number 1 defense in the league right now.
Yeah, they're pretty dominant. Niners are up there.
Yeah,
I would say they're probably 2. I would still maybe put the Niners ahead by a hair, but only because I know that there's an offense for the 49ers that will be able to overcome any issues that defense does have. Cleveland's literally just getting through games by the skin of their teeth off of the defense. So I give Cleveland's a really, really good defense. So to me, I think that's a big question mark. But outside of that, can the Bears win out? If you get through Cleveland, to me, sky's the limit. We'll see.
Let's see what we got so far. It looks like you said, Cleveland is number 1 yards.
That man wins again.
Baltimore 2, Cowboys 3. Carolina, shockingly, is 4th in terms of
because you don't need a lot of yards to beat them.
Yeah.
Just pack it in, you get
yeah. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like top 11.
You're trending towards the top 10 defense. If you keep playing this way, you'll be a top 10 defense.
We're number 2 in rush yards. We are number. Wait, did I do that right? Hold on. Yeah, number 2 in rush yards, passing yards. We're down there. Yeah, we got a ways to go.
Yeah, it's bad. No, you can pass.
Cleveland's number 1 in passing, and they are number. Where's they in rushing? They're like 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that might be your game.
That's gonna be the toughest game, and that's next week. We'll see what it ends up being. We'll break that down, of course, throughout the week. But I do like the fact that this team has put themselves in a position to finish out the season with 7 to 8 wins, hopefully 9 wins, finishing out this year, because that would mean we went out. And if we went out, guys, I need y'all to understand this. If the Chicago Bears went out, or even if they go kind of they win 8 games, 7 games, you're talking about the Bears finishing this season 9-4, 8-5, or 7-6. You finish the season out above 500, and a backup quarterback played 4 of your games.
Yeah,
that's keeping people around. That's keeping people in the building. That's going to allow people to have their jobs. Let's get into this final topic, man, before we get up out of here, man. Appreciate you guys for showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do over on the podcast side, man. Stop playing with us. The fact that the Bears were in the playoff hunt, to me, is a very interesting topic because
I don't want them.
You don't want it.
I don't want them.
You don't want it in the playoff hunt.
Pick. I want the draft pick. I want them to play well, evaluate, but still lose. We need a draft pick. Draft capital is better than sneaking in and getting mopped in the wild card.
I would disagree because you already have draft capital with Carolina. They probably don't win another game. Maybe they get one. I don't know which one they get, but maybe they get one. You have a team that is learning to win. And if you went out and are able to sneak into the playoffs, you're learning to win. And I think the most important thing about having that number one pick is adding a number one pick to a team that most people would say shouldn't have a number one pick, right? Usually your worst teams in the NFL have a number one pick that allows them to try and fight to get better. But this is my scenario. My scenario with it is you go out, you win 8 games, 7 games, 9 games if you went outright. You add a number one overall or top 5 level talent to this team. You add somebody that literally you should not have if you're at the top of this draft, an Olu, a Joe Alt, a MHJ. We shouldn't be in the conversation for those players. You add that to a 9-8 team. That team got better. Chris Rakow coming with the "you play to win the game."
Hello. You play
part.
To win the game.
That's the greatest. The hello is the most disrespectful part ever. I'd had to fight Herm for the hello. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hello. What you mean hello? I heard you the first time. I didn't need to repeat.
I don't know. I think that I personally would like to keep the pick. I mean, I want us to move down.
I don't think that we're gonna move that far down though. Right? You see
this
the board,
is great.
5-8, 5-8, 5-8, 5-8, 4-8.
Yeah, but there's like 4 quarterbacks that could, or not, maybe even 5.
Yeah,
that's awesome. There was only 2 quarterbacks that everybody was clamoring for.
Oh, you're saying there's going to be a bidding war for the number 1 overall pick?
They could probably trade down almost twice because who needs a quarterback on this list, right?
You don't trade down twice. Let me get MJH off of you.
What was that?
Let me. I said you don't trade down twice. Let me get that MHJ off of you. Yeah.
I'm just saying, but if they go from, he did twice. Poles did it twice last year. He went from 1 to 9
Shout
to
out
10.
to him. I mean, listen, if
he
you could do it twice, you're a better man than me. I'm
picked
one
up more
shot.
players.
Give me 15 minutes.
I'm just saying, I think our pick drops to about 10 or 12. We'll possibly maybe we can get our 3 technique. I think I'm interested to see this Jerzon, the guy from Illinois.
Yeah.
He's 6'2" or 6'3", 290.
Yeah. He's
like the same size as Sapp, Tommy Harris, all those guys. And maybe he's that guy. There's another guy, Latu. He's like a 6'5", 2 from UCLA, defensive end. And then the other guy that's supposedly hot is Chop Robinson. He's like 6'3", 250 though. He's quick. So it's like, does he play? Is he more of a linebacker? But I think that's the kind of guy we could get with our pick. With this number 1 pick, I'd like to get one of those tackles. Because I'm sorry, I'd be crazy enough to get, if we were somehow able to get 2 tackles and make one of them a guard. I had this crazy idea. I was telling Drew, what if we slide Braxton Jones to left guard and get us a tackle?
I told him already, you can't switch tackles to guards and guards to tackles
yes,
like we
do.
We don't need to. We need to get people in the position that they thrive in and stop trying to make them into what they're not all the time.
You need a special level of talent.
Right. Some guys can do that.
I think Tevin Jenkins is an elite talent.
My problem is,
so he can kind of move around like that. I don't think that everybody can move around like that.
My other issue is that we play in Chicago. It gets cold until we get this dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get Marvin Harrison Jr. with DJ Moore, but like you got to run the ball. If we don't have the line right to even get the lanes, to even thwart or throw off the, having the balanced offense, we got to be able to run. I really want to see, technically, I want to see some improvement in our running back game. Like I want us to, we have not had a top like dog at running back in a long time. It's been a lot of these good dudes, scrappy guys. But I want an elite running back, but we get a line that can open up some lanes for these dudes. We need that.
I want a running back we have with an OC that commits to him.
That can who?
With an OC that is willing to commit to him, right?
Yeah,
I want a really, really going hard on Braxton Jones or on the Ryan Poles there, right?
Yeah,
Ryan
well, that's the guy.
There we go. All right, cool. I want a Roschon Johnson because Roschon can run the ball well. He can block listen, y'all saw that DJ Moore play. He can block like a lineman. It don't make sense how good he is at run blocking, even when he's down the field. And I think that if you commit to running the ball to him,
Mike Davis said, Pat ain't wasting a slice of cheese on a running back.
you dang right.
I'm not here to commit.
You dang right. I think that you already have that.
You know what I would say this? My man in New York, Saquon's free agent.
No.
I said too.
Why not sign him for 2 years?
We're not going to invest that kind of money in a running back.
Why not?
We
Why am I
We
signing
can
running
win
back?
because now you're gonna win
Why am
now.
I signing running backs?
But look, I was high on Roschon. I want Roschon to do well. But I haven't seen it. I've seen the eye test. Dante's passed the eye test more than Roschon has.
Dante's got the ball more than Roschon has.
But but even when he gets the ball, they're barely playing. They have the same amount of yardage, don't they?
They have the same amount of yardage, but Roschon is getting 4 carries in a game.
Okay.
Deontay
All right,
Foreman's
now you want to
getting
get
7.
technical. Okay, now we're gonna get technical. Oh, this thing is really focusing on that dang pose.
You got to switch that background, brother. You got to throw that back to the regular background. They can't tell us apart. The camera can't tell me and Ryan apart. Yeah, hold up. Here we go. Oh, I gotta go the other way.
You're both light skinned. They did say you look like him.
I've been told this many a times. I've been told this many a times. No, I'm not paying for Saquon Barkley at all.
You can take. Why not? You got all this extra cash laying around, and you're ready to go in.
I still need other positions
in
Joel.
2 years. I'm not saying
Joel,
eat up all your
two
cap.
pieces at a minimum on your defensive line.
But you're going to draft them. There's nobody coming out that's free agent.
I can't draft everybody, Joel. Everybody ain't going to hit.
Yes, but my point is that there aren't a lot of free agents that's coming out that's even really hitting. We're almost in the same boat as last year. There's not a lot of talent as a free agent. You're going to have to draft regardless.
I would say you need to draft your offensive line. I think you can find talent on the defensive line. I think that you can definitely find talent in the DB market. It's probably more of a DB year than anything. And I'm not overpaying for freaking running backs.
You're paying for talent. Look at what Christian McCaffrey has done for San Francisco.
San Francisco's got the full team built.
And they got what we're about to do.
If we fix this center to guard,
yes, we don't have our identity down yet.
If we get this line fixed next year, you can take a flyer on Saquon for 2 years.
A flyer on Saquon for 2 years is $25 million.
What other than that? What are they gonna do with that money? He's not doing anything.
You sign players that are at positions of impact.
Yes, but you don't think they're gonna be smart enough to know that when his contract ends is when we can start paying certain guys? Who's coming up for a contract soon? Tevin? Who else?
Tevin is this year. You also have to find a way to keep around
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
Who else is up for contract this year? Somebody else is up for contract this year.
Does the chat know who else is coming out?
Somebody else is up for contract this year.
Oh,
DJ Moore. Duh. The most important person on the team.
Really?
We have to pay him.
Well, okay. I'm fine with that. All I'm saying is I'd like to get a dynamic running back in this room, or at least get the line so dominant that we can have a 3-headed running back.
The 50s away.
Stop it.
You know what I mean?
I'm fine if we go Earth, Wind, and Fire, how the Giants did it with Ahmad Bradshaw. Oh, geez, I can't remember those other two dudes.
Ahmad Bradshaw and the rest of them.
What was Tiki Barber, Ahmad Bradshaw, and not Justin? Who was the big guy? He was the Earth, the big guy.
Yeah,
but I'm fine if we can do that.
What is that? 2008 Giants,
something like that. Yeah, I think they beat the Patriots. I'm fine if we have a 3-headed running back monster if the line is improved.
It doesn't matter what you have if you don't give the football to your running backs, and I think that's the biggest issue. Right?
The line sucks.
That's why
Chicago Bears. Justin Fields in the last 3 games has run the football, I believe, 52 times. The running backs collectively have run the football
Brandon Jacobs,
64.
Yes. Well, I understand
You're not giving the football to your running backs, and so that's the problem
because our
with the
line ain't
running
good
back
yet.
position.
Right, but our line isn't good. We need to invest in this line. But my point is, if
But
we have
when
enough
you give the football to the running backs, they get positive yardage. When you give the football to Deontay Foreman, he moves the ball in the right direction. Give the football to Deontay Foreman is the answer. It's not go pay $25 million for 2 years for a running back.
Okay, now you're trying to play it like I just don't know what I'm talking about. My point is that he's a dynamic playmaker. And if we have extra cash that we can expend and it times out perfectly with some other players, of course, not at the hindrance of building this team. I never said that, but I would like to see another dynamic playmaker come in here, a la like a Christian McCaffrey, and seeing the difference that he's made for San Francisco. He's one of those type of talented running backs, not just a regular average guy or my guy, Bijan. I wanted Bijan. It's okay, though. I'll be all right.
Nobody wants Bijan.
I'll be all right. I know, but
first round running backs.
I know.
How much impact Jahmyr Gibbs have yesterday?
He's I don't know. He's part of
6 yards.
Isn't he a late round first round pick?
6 a late round what?
And he like was he the 31st?
Jahmyr Gibbs a top 10 pick.
Was he?
Yes.
Was he not? Oh, he was. Yeah, I guess so. The whole point is that I didn't say take a fire on him. I'm talking about the guys that are like generational talent type running backs. Adrian Peterson, Saquon, Christian McCaffrey. It's not a lot of them, but I want one of those guys. Everybody else is running mildew. But I digress.
Just saying. There's no way I'm picking up a running back, ladies and gentlemen. This is not 2005 Chicago Bears football. Y'all know how I feel about it. If you had gave the ball to the running back when you needed to give the ball to the running back, we'd have a Super Bowl.
Man,
we're still not giving the ball to the running back.
You ain't lying, dog. We were up. That's so crazy.
Hey, bro, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
and the chat is getting a lot of love to Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's a free agent that I think a lot of people feel is over the hill. But Derrick Henry is still
that's juggernaut.
Yeah,
he's juggernaut in real life. But
I stand corrected. I saw this from the chat from Olin Kreutz, who I don't know if it's a real Olin Kreutz or not, but shout out to you for tuning in.
Hey, you know, if Olin Kreutz, if that's him and he
please come on the show.
If he's over there talking about, thank you, fine, I'll be lost.
Yeah, be on the show. No, DJ Moore got the contract extension.
I'll take
Carolina.
that insult. Thanks, Olin. Matter of fact, I got him gold on my. I know he's a good player.
Hey, look, DJ Moore is he got extended in Carolina.
That makes sense. I didn't think that he was. Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought that they still had to give him his extension, but he's got $19 million coming.
Yeah.
19 million, 15 million, 14 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some money is coming his way. You got to extend him in 2 years, pretty much.
Either way, we still got to improve the offensive line. All I was saying was with a uber talented type of running back like those guys, it would be nice to have another weapon because basically that's what San Francisco has. They got two of them because Debo, I mean, he's a multi-talented receiver / kind of running back dude.
I think the difference is though, right? Like you look at San Francisco and they weren't good when Debo Samuel wasn't there.
Right.
The offense didn't work when Debo Samuel wasn't there. I think your game-changing piece is the guy that can be the wide receiver and or running back if you need him to.
But Christian
McCaffrey is a great accentuation piece to what Debo Samuel does.
I think he's been an insurance.
He's not the end-all, be-all.
No, but he's been an insurance policy for when Debo's down. The whole point is that it's just another weapon. Huh?
The 3 games Debo was down, they got their butts kicked. Yes, he played. He's an insurance. Right, you just got to tip the cap on that one.
I forgot to switch over to my GM hat. You know.
Oh, whoa, yeah. Oh, God, now he's the GM. That's why these takes have been so bad. Hey, man, let's finish it out here. Let's finish it out with the best and worst of the weekend. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Was it so tiny? Oh, there it is. Oh, whoa. Oh, a grower, not a shower. I see. Best and worst of the weekend, boys. What was the best thing you saw this weekend? What was your best of the weekend?
Best of the weekend. I mean, the main thing was seeing the Bears win was great. The second half of that team was what was the best for me. You felt good that there was some type of confidence in the squad. Worst, I got to come back to you. I hadn't thought about what was the worst. It was really just for me, a great weekend. I'm trying to think in sports. I guess that NBA tournament was like, I think LeBron won another championship. It reminds me of like Michael winning that championship in France in the Last Dance. Hide that from Jerry.
Yeah.
That's all I got. What about you?
My best of the weekend, back-to-back Bears wins. It's got to be the best, right? I mean, like, listen, I don't know if we'll see this at all, so I have to say that this is my best of the weekend because this may be the only time that we see back-to-back wins from the Chicago Bears for a while. I don't know. I hope not. I'd love to see more. My worst of the weekend, the Kansas City Chiefs whining about Kadarius Toney clearly being offsides. Chris Raquel.
He didn't say anything.
My best of the weekend also being $700 million to Shohei Ohtani. That's great. And he didn't come to the Cubs. Foul. I love that. That's a great best right there.
But he didn't complain. They all defended him.
What are you talking about?
Did you say Kadarius Toney?
No, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he went off.
Complained.
Right, he went off.
The whole team went off.
Andy Reid.
But they went off at the refs because they
all complained about the refs.
They said you took away a play from a Hall that's going to affect a Hall of Fame career.
Yep.
Because we didn't win this game. Shut up. I get it. You're the best quarterback. I'm going to be real with you. Talent-wise and how he's went out there and won, he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. Pat Mahomes is amazing. That's got to be the worst moment for him. Because that's an idiotic statement.
He was hot.
It was. What are you mad about? Are you mad that Kadarius? Are you just trying not to take your anger out on Kadarius Toney?
That's exactly what it is.
Because don't be mad about the reporters. Don't be mad at the refs because now you're throwing dirt in the wrong places. Throw dirt in the places that they belong.
The fact that they're 8-6 now. Personally, I loved it. I laughed. I laughed when I saw that happen.
It's like there's no way that you're sitting there and you're saying Kadarius Toney wasn't offsides. This is one of the worst things that we've seen. This is one of the worst play calls I've ever seen in my life. What did Andy Reid say? It's an embarrassment for the NFL.
The funny thing was, he's like, normally they give us a warning.
A warning.
Normally they let us know. That was what.
And what he was saying was normally, right, as Kadarius Toney is one of those players, right, as a wide receiver, the ref will tell you if you're outside the numbers, and even Ocho Cinco said this yesterday, right. If you're outside the numbers, they will tell you you're past the line of scrimmage. Why? Because you can't, right? Maybe you can't see the football as well. If you're inside the numbers in a bunch set, you have to take yourself and look at the ref and say, am I good? And the referees will still go, back it up.
Oh, I know what the worst was. I did not like that hit on Justin Fields up the middle. Like, I hated that.
Hey, I'm not going to lie.
I was pissed.
He's never going to get a late call.
I mean, it was just
He's never going to get a late QB hit.
That wasn't late. No, it wasn't about late. I'm talking about it looked like he just ran up the gut and the linebacker trucked him. And it was like, you're going to get this man killed.
Yeah.
Other thing, the best of the weekend, doing very well in my fantasy leagues, and I'm looking like I'm the number one.
Where's the boo sound? Where's the womp womp sound?
No, don't hate. The hate is so strong as I'm number one in my league, and I think I'm number 3.
I don't even know if I'm gonna make the playoffs in your league this year.
I'll double check for you.
I don't even know if I'm gonna make the playoffs this year in your league. I know in the other league, I started off injury prone. It was over. It was over the second the season started. I had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you're 11th.
Yeah, that's how it's over. I had Aaron Rodgers, and I had what's the other QB that was gone for the season?
I'm number 2. I'm number 2 in our
I had
league.
somebody else, and I lost them both. I had no quarterbacks. But no, my fantasy team and
so Drew's in the 6. You're trash.
Yeah, dang.
He said trash hard.
Wow. That's why you get the hard R as a super producer.
No, I'm excited. I think I'm going to number 2. I'm sorry, number 2 in mine because what's name got a tie, and he's been holding on to that tie for half the season. And I have more points than everybody, but that tie is keeping him just afloat. Anyways, that's what.
Hey, man, that's the best and worst of the weekend. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I think we're going to get up out of here on that because Bulls basketball is on, and we got a Monday Night Football on. We got a ton of games coming your way, so tune in with us on that as well, as we'll be talking about that throughout the rest of the week. For the super producer Joel Holt and Drew. I said Andrew, not Andrew, but it's a double entendre. I like that. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there in Chicago. Peace.